Hi everyone. In today's video, I'm just gonna do a tutorial showing how to edit the prices, the selling prices of the items before you add it to your Shopify store using our app. So I'm logged into our demo store. I'm just gonna go to apps and open the app. Just a quick overview of the items. So if you click on detailed view, um, you'll notice that your cost, there's prices here. So your cost is what you will pay us for the item. There's also your cost annual members. So we have an annual membership plan, which is $108 for the whole year. And along with that, you get full access to all of our inventory. And you also get a 20% discount on all of the merchandise. So instead of paying 32, you pay 25.60. And then we have a default selling price. So the default selling price, if you don't make any changes and just add the item as is to your store, it's always going to be 2 times whatever the original cost of the item is. So your profit margin is going to be 100%. So it's double whatever the cost of the item is. So if the cost will be $32, the default selling price is $64. So your profit will be $32. And then in addition, we have the MSRP. It's a manufacturer suggested retail price. Um, and then usually we recommend just selling the items around this price. But again, this is up to you. You can mark up this price or you can mark it down depending on your preference. So this information is available here as well under your cost. And then you have your cost annual member and then the default selling price. So let's do a quick adding of this item to the store without making any changes to the price. So I just click on add to Shopify. On the previous video of adding items to your store, we went over by detail what you can change here. So selecting a collection where you want what collection you want the item to go to. So here's where we can change the price. We can mark it up by percentage or fixed dollar amount. And then this is where we indicate the amount. But for this exercise, we're not going to make any changes. We're just going to add as is. And I'm just going to, and again here, you can include the MSRP price. You can include size chart, measuring info, and include vendor name. So just for testing purposes, I'm just going to add to Shopify without making any changes to the price. And once the item gets added, you'll see that the cost of the item will go in as 32 and the default selling price will go as 64. So your customers will have to pay $64 to make the purchase, and then you pay us $32 to buy it from us. The difference is going to be your profit. So if we go to products, and then I'm just going to sort by newest and bring up the item. So you'll notice that the price is $64. And if we do edit here, you'll notice that the cost of the item is going to be $32. So this just gets added, whatever the default setting is in the app. And then you have the margins of 50%, your profit will be $32. So let's say you want to edit the prices before you add it to your store. So we're going to go ahead and open the app again. So this one, I'm going to go ahead and add it, but in this example, I want to, instead of sell it for $64, I want to sell it for $74, so $10 more. So we're going to click on add to Shopify, and this is where we make the changes. So the change price, I want to do up. This is you raising the price, and then down is if you want to lower the price. So I'm going to put up, and I'm going to do by a fixed amount instead of percentage, you can mark it up by percentage or a fixed amount. So in this case, I'm gonna mark it up by a dollar amount of $10. So I'm gonna put fix, and the amount is gonna be 10. Just quickly, whatever changes you make, you have to remember that the changes are gonna reflect the default selling price. So whatever edits you make, whether it's marking up a price or marking down, the prices are going to adjust according to what the default selling price is. So if I want to sell this for $74, I have to mark it up by $10. So I'm going to go to add to Shopify, up, fixed amount, $10, and just click on add to Shopify. So now when I go to products, and bring up the item I just added. So this should be selling now. The default should be 74, which is 74 here. And then the cost remains the same. It just marks up the price by 74. So the same thing, marking it down, we can do the same thing. The only difference is you just change the setting here, mark down by fixed percentage and 10. So the default selling price when I add this to the store will be $54. So you can do the same thing, also mark up or mark down by a percentage amount. Let's say I want to mark everything up by 10% or 20%. Again, remember whatever changes you make is gonna the changes are gonna reflect the default selling price. So let's say I want to mark everything up by 20%. So I'm going to click on add to Shopify, mark up, and here I'm just going to change to percentage, and I'm going to change this to 20%, and then add to Shopify. So this will mark up 20% from $64, which is the default selling price. So we go to products. And we'll see here that it's marked up from $64. It's marked up 20%, which is $76.80. So $64, 20%, it's $12.80 plus the original 64. So that comes out to $76.80. So that's the way you can adjust the prices before you add the item to your store. Unfortunately, once you add the item to your store, you can't change it from here. You just have to go back to your website from the products menu here, and then just edit the prices from here. But if you haven't added the items to your store yet, you can make the changes here. One other thing I want to show you is you can, if you're adding multiple items at the same time, let's say you have the following items selected and you want to add these 5 items at the same time and you want to mark it up by the same percentage amount, you can do that. So whatever items you have selected and you click on add to Shopify. So whatever changes you make here, let's say we want to mark everything up, add let's say $5 to each item, change the price up, mark up price fix by $5, and I add. So all of those items will reflect the change that we requested, which is an additional $5 extra on top of the default selling price. So once this is done, we'll go ahead and check that to confirm. So these are the items we added. So just for example, let's take this item, 58329. The default selling price was $12.50, but we wanted to mark it up by additional $5. So if we check, the price of this item should be $17.50. And there you go, as the price is marked up to 1750. So that explains the process of editing the prices before you add the items to your store. Once again, thank you very much. If you have any questions, please reach us by email. We have live chat support and phone support as well. Thank you.